In this video, I'm going to talk to you all about Nice Bus again, but in this video, it's going to be different because it has to do a lot with what happened back on Thursday, November 29th, when Nassau County Executive Laura Curran hosted a event on the News 12 Long Island channel, right? And it was also on the Facebook feed. So I asked her about restoring 3 bus routes, which I meant to ask her about the 4 bus routes on the Nice Bus system that was cut in 2017, which was the M45, N47, N51, and N81. I only asked about the 45, the 51, and the 81. And guess what she was talking about? Preppy little snobby issues that affects her main base, which is the people who live around the South Shore. Because Laura Curran, believe it or not, is actually from Baldwin Harbor, which is a preppy little uppity area. And do you think that snob block between Merrick and Massapequa Park, well, excluding, of course, my friends and my friendship circle, but other than that, do you think the other snobs care that Nice Bus isn't around because they have their little Long Island Railroad enclave? Alright? Now, before I completely get off topic, the point I'm trying to make here is that I'm angry at Laura Curran. Alright? She's pretty much the female Ed Mangano. And I'm sure Pine Power Ally has told you this, and I'm sure if you know what I'm talking about, with, of course, regards to how this woman pretty much has a uppity attitude like the previous county executive did. There's no change in Nassau County, okay? If there was change, the 4 bus routes like I listed, which I'll go in depth, N45 went between Roosevelt Field Mall and Belmore Railroad. N47, another route that went from Belmore, but it went to Hempstead Transit Center. N51, Roosevelt Field Mall to the Merrick Station. N81 went from the Broadway Mall to the Sunrise Mall. Those routes were cut in April of 2017. Alright? And you know who cut those routes. It was, of course, Mangano. But when Curran came in, she provided funding for Nice Bus earlier this year. And you know where it went to? Nice Link. Alright? And I'm sorry for that little curve right there because I had to get up for a second. Pretty much all that funding went into Nice Link. Nice Link has just pretty much been a pathetic excuse to make up for the M51 bus route, which most of the residents, believe it or not, in that part of East Meadow do want the M51 to come back. Not just my friend Matt Camper, but other residents in the area who pretty much wanted an option to get to the Merrick train station without worrying about parking. Which I can understand why they would want a bus. Makes complete sense. That's not the point. The point I'm trying to make here is that if Laura Curran cared about us, she would have answered the questions that me and John from Pine Power LI asked about restoring bus routes. And another dumb thing I have to bring up about Nice Bus was the N72 used to run to Babylon. That doesn't run to Babylon anymore. Now it runs to Farmingdale, which is stupid. Stupid. The N70 is supposed to do that. You can't make this stuff up with this county. And not to mention the N27. How are people on the North Shore supposed to get to Roosevelt Field Mall on weekends when they don't have a bus that can take them there? And yes, I'm going to admit it right now. I went to the Carl Place Diner back in September. I think it was September. And I actually did. I was saying to myself, hey, this is a good spot for bus fanning. The food really isn't that good, trust me. Go to Majestic Diner. That's not the point. The point is, I got a good spot there. And I was wondering, and I had the N27 schedule on me, and I'm saying to myself, okay, there's like 3 or 4 buses out of service, and yet I have not seen one northbound bus going on Glencoe Road. So, it's bad enough the N27 barely runs on weekdays. Last year, when the county cut the budget for Nice Bus, the N27, I'm going to say this again, why aren't people on the North Shore able to get bus service in that area to go to Roosevelt Field Mall on the weekends? Especially how this is the holiday season. People are now stuck in Glen Cove with all the changing demographics in that area. Pretty much Glen Cove used to be different when I was a kid. Now it's completely changed. It's like the Bronx in a way now, which I'm not. It'll be controversial, which I won't talk about now. But unfortunately, the people who are still stuck in Glen Cove, and I feel bad for them, who don't want to deal with their neighborhood changing and they want to actually leave and take the N27, they can't, because again, the county has let them down. And I don't want to put pictures, I don't want to do anything like that. It's just me and you talking, because I'm upset. John was upset when he posted his rant video back on the 29th, and today's only what, December 3rd? I'm here talking to you, alright? I didn't want to do it outside in Auburndale because it's, the weather hasn't been cooperating. Even though it's warm today, it's still windy. I don't want the camera, getting all blurry. And that's why I'm doing it in my studio. That's why I'm doing it here. To prove my point. Is that there's media bias, and I do have to agree with our president, and even John mentioned this too, was that, fake news is everywhere. Especially how, and I'll quickly mention this, the media doesn't want to go to Hicksville and expose the homeless situation. Back on Saturday, I received 5 pictures from John from Pine Power LI on Facebook. 5 pictures. Right? The help point isn't even open yet. And that's why I'm going to check it out with Matt Camper next week on his channel on Tuesday the 11th. We're going to see how bad before the end of the year this station looks, because right now I think my battle is with this station out of all the stations on the Long Island Railroad Network, because it's a misneglected station. You may think it looks good now. I'll quickly go off topic here, but wait until we get a hurricane and we have to start all over again. Alright? Very unacceptable with the plexiglass. But yeah, it's media biased. They're not going to talk about Nice Bus, how bad it's gotten, and they're not going to talk about how Hicksville Station's gotten with the homeless situation. And yet, because the snobs own the media, and again, you people in healthcare, you people in education, and you people in Wall Street who make up that block from Merrick to Massapequa Park, and even Babylon now, even the education influence is now going into Babylon. Who influence the school districts? They control the media. They tell you what's important and not important now. Don't go to Hicksville. Don't ride Nice Bus because that doesn't impact us. I'm going to say this now. If you can think for yourself, please, I'm begging you, get rid of Cablevision. Get rid of Optimum. Just switch to a different provider and just boycott Optimum. Okay? Boycott them. I know Pine Power has mentioned this a couple months ago. I should have mentioned it when I was in Maryland. I did agree with him then. But if you have a heart and a soul, consider it. Because Optimum is going to demise News 12. They might turn it into this whole thing called, and Pine Power has mentioned this too, it's called One News, I don't know what it is, but that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a Trump love fest. And I'm sorry for bringing his name up, But where's our news when we need it? And that's why I named this video Rant Against Axe the County Q&A. Because I wasn't happy with it. The moderator didn't even look at me and John's questions. Waved it off. And now, we're never going to get the M45, M47, N51, and N81 to come back. We're never going to get the N27 to run again on weekends. And more importantly, I don't think we'll ever see the N72 go back to Babylon. Because of Lord Curran's evil little attitude about Nassau County. I want to know, and I'm going to say this again before I end this video. Where was the 1% that didn't vote for Jack Martins? Because you people need to show up in 2021. When next time comes around. Because Jack's not going away. I'm pretty sure he's going to run again. And I'm begging him, please, run again. The issues that I just talked about need to be addressed. And believe me, if I do run for mayor, which again, people have speculated I should, which that's up to me. I make that decision. Or if I don't, I am still going to ask Jack Martins that question. I'm going to go into the specifics about it. What I just asked. Where are the restored bus routes? Why aren't they? Can you restore them? Can the N27 run on weekends like it used to? And can the N72 go back to Babylon? That's what I want answered. So that being said, shame on News 12. Shame on Laura Curran. Shame, shame, shame. The old Fox 5 soundbite. Remember those back in the day? Pretty much that's what I'm trying to say now. I've gone on too much. I ran it for about almost 20 minutes. I don't even know how long it's been. I have to edit this. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. And again, I really don't want to focus more on the rant videos that much. I do want to read more news articles if possible. And I know it's Hanukkah. I know I'm trying to film a menorah video this week. Location is to be determined tomorrow or Wednesday. So that's going to wrap it up. Thank you all for watching. Until the next one, please take care.